A charity bazaar has been held in Kyiv for 24 years in a row. This bazaar is also known as the Fair of Embassies because it is on this day that foreign representative offices demonstrate the best samples of the products of their native countries.
As always, the charity bazaar is there to help a lot of organizations and a lot of people in Ukraine, and as every year the Belgian embassy is also ready to support this initiative. In the Belgian stand we have of course a lot of typical Belgian products like the waffles, like chocolate. Outside we have Belgian fries, so everything typical for Belgium, it is on sale here.
This is a bazaar where all nations got together and something united. So I really like to see my colleague ambassador selling goods at the booth. It's very, very nice.
This is a celebration of international culture. People are happy and they have a great opportunity to become familiar with the diversity of cultures from around the world. All diplomats and nationalities unite on this day and can celebrate a true holiday.
Действительно, сегодня можно сказать хороший настоящий праздник. Это духовно.
This is a spiritual, connected with God feeling. Relationships between people, and always remember that there are other people who need help or something else.
Который нуждается на самом деле, какие бы ни были, где бы ни находились. Это приятно сегодня участвуют почти все.
Almost all states and embassies accredited participate here.
It is full of life and it is all about sharing of cultures, sharing of traditions, sharing of food, and since morning, you know, it is like full of people. And similarly, all the other stalls are equally wonderful. So it is, you know, it gives harmony. It's all about uniting people, and everybody is having a very good moment here.
All the funds raised are traditionally sent to various foundations established to help orphans, the elderly and children with special needs. Since 2014, another item of expenditures has been added to the budget to support internally displaced persons from the east of Ukraine and the Crimean Peninsula. We're here every year because we believe that humanitarian aid is a very important and good cause. We regularly send money to humanitarian foundations to help refugees. The fact that there are so many people attend this charity event means that they are ready, willing and able to offer their assistance and support.
First of all, we support a charity, a very important charity project here in Ukraine. And secondly, of course, it is another opportunity to present our country with all the delicacies that it has and all its traditions.
This has become for residents of Kyiv and guests of the humanitarian capital an excellent opportunity for them to get a real sense of the diverse cultural traditions of distant countries. This is excellent organization, truly colorful, and many countries are represented in this event. You can try different culinary specialties. For example, in Macedonia we make this wine and prepare a special dish called Ivor, which is based on homegrown peppers. All the people who try this dish are quite amazed by its taste and even asked where they can buy it. We're very proud and happy that our national product was a pleasure for our brotherly Ukrainian people to taste. Relations between Sudan and Ukraine can be easily called amicable. We are developing beneficial and strong political and economic cooperation. For example, the two countries cooperate in the production of leather products made from exotic animals. The staff of the Embassy of the United Kingdom to Ukraine prepared delicious homemade cakes.
You can buy lots of things. So we have homemade cakes made by the staff from my embassy. We have lots of chocolate. We have whiskey from Scotland.
Okay, we have specialty today. We have curry puff. This is puff, pastry. And we also have tetare. The rest are also some Malaysian candies and all those things. So I hope today our participation give a glimpse of Malaysians in general.
In 2017, Ukraine celebrated the 25th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations with many countries. Back in January, a memorable date with Ukraine was celebrated by Canada.
This year, very active. We had the entry into force of our free trade agreement in August, then we had a visit by President Poroshenko to Canada in September, then a visit by Prime Minister Groysman to Canada, 3 cities, in October. We're probably going to have one more visit from Canada this year before the end of December, so lots going on.
Belgium and Ukraine have maintained relations for more than 150 years old. As the ambassador of Belgium, Luc Jacobs, noted, this year the two countries celebrated the 25th year of renewal of diplomatic relations with Ukraine. The ambassador mentioned the successful experience of attracting the Belgian capital to the economy of Ukrainian port cities back in the late 19th century. And the highlight of the cultural initiatives of the embassy was the completion of young saxophonists, the finalists of which played on the day of the King of Belgium in the National Philharmonic of Ukraine.
It was, I think, a fantastic year. We had a lot of activities, especially in the cultural field, but also in the academic field. There were activities in Kyiv, there were activities in Brussels, also in our ministry, and I think it was indeed a very good moment to highlight the excellent friendship and cooperation that we maintain with Ukraine. And we even designed a special logo.
The main event in Ukrainian-British relations was the meeting between President of Ukraine Petro Poroshenko and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Theresa May. In addition, the International Conference on Reform in Ukraine was held with the assistance of the government of the United Kingdom. This event gathered more than 30 heads of diplomatic departments.
So in 2017, President Poroshenko came to the United Kingdom and had meetings at number 10 Downing Street with our Prime Minister. Prime Minister Groysman led a large delegation to the UK in July for the Ukraine-London Reform Conference, which was a major event to support Ukraine's reform efforts, to galvanise the international community around Ukraine, but also to make sure that people understood the need to continue momentum in reform. So I think mutual relations are in very good shape.
In 2017, Ukraine continued to develop relations with the countries of Southeast Asia. For example, after recent negotiations, Ukrainian producers of dairy products have all chances to export its products to Malaysia.
The relations are getting good when closer and warmer. As you know that last year we have a big event with the presidential visit, but this year we'll see some of the results. Now, for example, the trade is picking up. Recently also we have Malaysian tourism promoting Malaysia to invite, entice Ukrainians to come to spend their winter in Malaysian summer.
This year, Ukraine managed to take part in the Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization, which was held in Argentina. One of the issues that WTO members discussed was investment in the Ukrainian product. This year was very important for our countries. We celebrated the 25th anniversary of diplomatic relations and also 120 years since the arrival of the first Ukrainian immigrants to Argentina.
En 1897. Chemalambo también fue una de las actividades.
Our embassy organized many events to celebrate this occasion. For example, the Chemalambo ensemble was invited to this event, where it presented Argentinian folk dances. Needless to say, their performance was brilliant, highly successful, and very entertaining for all those in attendance.
Y que más gustan en el mundo, así que bueno.
The main step taken for the progressive development of relations between Ukraine and Israel was the drafting of a treaty on a free trade zone. At the end of last year, negotiations reached the final stage, and the document is expected to be signed in early 2018. According to preliminary estimates, this will give the opportunity to increase trade turnover between the two countries by 20%. This year was great in terms of our relations. There were many visits. The official visit of the Prime Minister of Ukraine to Israel. And a few days ago, the Minister of Foreign Affairs to Ukraine paid a visit to Israel. There is staggering dynamics, very serious exchange in all spheres, and the tourism industry is flourishing. The visit of Prime Minister of Moldova, Pavel Filip, was highly important in the context of the development of strategic partnership between Ukraine and the Republic of Moldova. Last summer, the two countries introduced joint border control at the entry to Transnistria. This was a very good, productive year. We celebrated 25 years from the date of signing the agreement on friendship and cooperation between the two countries, and we have a very high level of political dialogue. Some countries call this year unprecedented. Our countries support each other in all positions. Prime ministers met during the Eastern Partnership Summit.
В Брюсселе во время саммита Восточного партнерства встречался наш премьер-министр с уважаемым господином президентом Порошенко. То есть это все говорит о том, что высокий уровень политического диалога имеется между нашими странами.
By the results of the year, Turkey is one of the top 5 trading partners of Ukraine. Important for both countries was the official visit of President Recep Erdogan to Ukraine last autumn. The President of Turkey raised the issue of political support, in particular that Turkey does not recognize the annexation of Crimea by Russia. During his visit, the leaders of the two countries agreed that our trade potential could reach as high as $10 billion.
Our relations, obviously so, are continuing to go upward in all areas, including human contacts, tourism, culture, not only politics and economics. We are also now looking forward to opening the new Turkish Cultural Center, you will see here in mid-December. On top of that, we have some art this year. We had it last year as well. It's called Ebru, water marbling.
A good platform for the development of Ukrainian-Peruvian relations are numerous business forums. This year, many Ukrainian companies took part in the exhibition of the food industry Expo Alimentaria 2017 in Peru and the International Forum of the Mining Industry. And in Kyiv, the Honorary Consulate of Peru fostered the mutual interest of people through cultural diplomacy. This year was rich in interesting cultural events. The most significant was the exhibition of the works of Guaman Poma de Ayala, a Peruvian artist and historian, in the Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra. In addition to that, the international dog competition, the European Dog Show, was successfully held in Kyiv. Finally, at the Christmas market, we introduced traditional Peruvian crafts. With their help, we hope to raise money for all people who are in desperate need of social assistance.
Esperamos que como todos los años anteriores sea fructífero y podamos donar más recaudación para los niños de Ucrania.
In 2018, Ukraine intends to complete the procedure for joining the Pan-Euro-Med Convention, which will help revive trade in the Mediterranean region, in particular with Egypt. The distinctive feature of trade and economic relations between the two countries lies in the fact that Egypt mainly exports what Ukraine imports.
This year we had a very successful year, witnessing a lot of good developments for both sides. We've had bigger interest of Ukrainian people to the tourism market in Egypt. This is much bigger than it was last year. We have a much bigger volume of trade this year as compared to last year. When you see us here trying to share our national cuisine and culture and dances downstairs of Egyptian typical dances with Ukrainian people, so that they get to know more about Egypt, and we try to advance this cultural interaction between the two peoples.
The heads of foreign missions noted that along with economic development, the main goal of 2018 should be the restoration of peace and the territorial integrity of Ukraine.
Hope that peace would prevail in Ukraine, so that we will have a much better next year. I really wish Ukrainian people Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Christmas omedeto.
I wish Ukrainians a lot of peace.
I would say to feel the joy, to rebuild trust with each other and faith in the future.
I wish the Ukrainian people to find peace and prosperity. I also wish Ukraine to maintain its geographic territorial integrity and find its rightful place on the international arena.
مع محيطه الإقليمي بسلام إن شاء الله.
I wish all Ukrainians all the best. I know they have been working hard all these past years, so now they have to work more harder and never give up, and they are moving on the right direction. Saya percaya orang Ukraine bekerja keras selama ini, dan saya yakin dengan kerja keras berterusan akan memacu kemajuan Ukraine pada tahun-tahun hadapan.
I want to wish the people of Ukraine, wherever they might be, a happy St. Nicholas Day, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I wish Ukrainians prosperity, success and mainly peace, because this is what the whole world needs.
Желаю им успехов и мира, самое главное, для каждого, и который нужно сегодняшний день для всего мира.
Estoy seguro que por medio de esa paz y amistad.
I wish all the best to the Ukrainian people with the warmth of my heart. I am sure that Ukraine will have a great future and the dreams of its people will come true. I want to know that Argentina is a good friend of Ukraine, and I, as a representative of my people, hope that Ukraine will achieve the happiness it desires and deserves.
A su pueblo porque se lo merece.
Well, I wish Ukraine and the Ukrainians prosperity, success, happiness, and welcome you anytime. أهلا وسهلا بكم.
We hope that the situation will stabilize and there will be peace in Ukraine. And of course, I wish all my Ukrainian friends good health and all the best. We wish prosperity to all Ukrainian people on behalf of Peru.
We wish all people of Ukraine a very peaceful Christmas and a very peaceful New Year.
We hope that 2018 will be even better than 2017. We know, we understand the problems, the challenges of Ukraine. We empathize with Ukraine, but one has to be optimistic. And Ukraine has a very positive future. There could be ups and downs, but look at the big positive picture and keep on working.
Ukraynalı dostlarımıza çok iyi bir yıl diliyorum. Noellerini de kutluyorum.
The charity Bazaar 2017 set a new record. More than 3 million hryvnia were raised during the holding of this event. Now, by the end of the January 2018, all charity organizations will be able to submit applications to the International Women's Club in Kyiv for grant support.